Hello, my name is Will Goff, and I'm applying to the Marriage and Family Therapy program at San Diego State University, and this is my personal statement video. First off, I would like to thank whoever is watching this video for taking the time to do so. All right, let me begin. First, why do I want to be a therapist? Why do I want to be a mental health professional? Well, I think mental health is extremely important, and I believe that it is central to one's well-being, and I know this from personal experience because when I was 25, I had a kind of mental breakdown. I had a whole bunch of things, a whole bunch of crises, or a whole bunch of things that led up to a crisis. So I broke up with my girlfriend of 12 years. I just got out of college. My band broke up, and these were things that I'd been doing, all my life, and all of a sudden, all that structure is gone. I just didn't know how to deal, and I started having panic attacks, and I started to have depression, and I didn't know what to do. It was kind of flailing around, and somebody suggested therapy, and at first I was slightly reluctant to go. But I started going. I went a couple times a week, and at first it wasn't really doing anything, but the longer I went, the more I basically got a clearer picture of who I was, and I was able to see what I liked and disliked about myself, and the stuff that I disliked was really the fact that I was so hard on myself, and I really just was always pushing myself, and therapy enabled me to learn to take care of myself, just be less harsh and more accepting, and just being better. And I was after 6 years, I was in a really good place, and I haven't gone since, but that doesn't mean that it's out of my future forever. But for now, I'm good and stable, and I was able to develop certain skills that I continue to use today. But why marriage and family therapy? Well, I think that some of my problems started with my family, and it wasn't my family's fault. But my mom was very tough, and it made me be super hard and a perfectionist on myself. So I always felt like I wasn't doing a good enough job, and I felt like I personally was kind of a failure. And so I was able to go back through my kind of family history and look through it and find out what may be causing some of my current problems, and I adjusted. And so I think everybody probably has some sort of emotional baggage from their family and the family unit, and family therapy addresses that. And I also recognized that I was lucky enough to afford therapy, and there are lots of people who can't, and I think that there are people who need therapy, who are fragile and marginalized, and those people need therapy. I, in particular, am interested in the Hispanic community, especially from the Northern Triangle, i.e. Guatemala, El Salvador, and Honduras. So yeah, want to help underserved population. What do I hope to learn from the program? Well, I am an old dog that always loves new tricks. I like learning stuff all the time. I'm always reading, or I watch PBS NewsHour and do the undertold stories, learn about stuff like that, or the brief but spectacular, and clues me into perspectives that I didn't even know about. But yeah, I always like reading. I'm reading novels, I'm watching films, I'm just consuming. So what do I want to learn from the MFT program in particular? What I hope to learn is how to, the concrete mechanics of therapy. I want to start interacting with families and seeing how it works to help them. I'm pretty sure I'd be good at it, but I just want to get in there and start doing it, because I don't know what the concrete mechanics are. I'd also like to learn about the sort of post-structuralist take on therapy, possibly Foucault's analysis of power or Derrida's deconstruction, and see how that applies to the therapeutic setting. I also want to learn from my teachers, but not knowledge necessarily. I want to learn their personal histories and their stories and what got them to this point, what brought them to marriage and family therapy, and how they are what they are today. And lastly, I'd like to learn about my cohort, my fellow classmates, what brought them here, what their stories are, because I'm always connecting and learning. I just love it. So what will I contribute to mental health services? What do I bring to the table? Why would somebody want to come see me? Well, I think it's my sort of attributes and temperament. I believe that one can always grow, one can always improve. Even if you're stuck, you can find other ways out. I have a creative mind. I'm always imagining possibilities and options and ways to get out in a positive way, ways to make yourself better. Something else I do is I take people very seriously. So if somebody tells me they are having a mental health issue, I believe them. I'm not going to doubt them. I'm going to take them seriously. I'm also going to take seriously the reasons that they have, that they believe they are having this mental problem. I will believe them. I also think there's no single path to get to a state of well-being, and it takes all sorts of people, and there's all sorts of fits, all sorts of ways to get there. I'm also patient, and I know that things take time. I think I have a pretty good sense of how dialogue, the rhythm of listening and interjecting and reframing, I think I'm pretty good at that. I like to make connections. I also like cross-cultural exchanges. So I like hearing about stuff I didn't even know before. I'm always enthusiastic about that stuff. I just love it. That's why I want to be a marriage and family therapist. That's what I think I have to bring to the program. And this concludes my video personal statement. Thank you for watching.